Hey everybody, welcome back. This is High Octane, and High Octane, High Octane, and I am your host Bob, and I have George with me today.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
What is happening, my boy?
I work too much. That's what's happening.
Fuck yeah, you
I
do.
work entirely too much.
Yes, 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 you do.
But this is my light week. Actually, it's only gonna be about a 60-hour week. That's the light week.
Yeah, right. On the
Last week
pull.
was last 2 weeks were 80 hours plus each week.
No. Fuck that.
So yeah, I'm slowly recovering, getting a lot of rest that I can when I can.
I'm gonna get 44 this week.
Uh, I'll have I'll have 65, 70 this week. I
No.
so yeah, I work a
Nope.
lot.
I know the money's good, but that shit goes unappreciated, and
Ugh,
fuck all
it's
that.
appreciated. It really is.
Not at my job.
My boss appreciates everything that
Not at
we
my job.
do. He's like, we do have our hiccups here and there, and that we but we get the job done, and he's able to not constantly be at the office. He's got two locations we work out of. Our British office, and then we have what I handle, which is our domestic, which is American, United, and Alaska. So we get to spend more time over at British because they're shorthanded, and he gets to help them more. He isn't going to worry about our side because it's well staffed. So, but he does. He
That's
appreciates it.
Well, that's all it should take. So if you get the damn job done, leave this the fuck alone.
He does. He pops his head in.
Okay.
Maybe he didn't even come in today. He called. He texted. That was it. He didn't even come in the office. He said, "I'm a British. Call me if you need me. I'll come over."
Oh, that's good.
Bye. Have a good
Go
one.
away.
Go
Stay
away.
over there.
He stayed over there all day.
Well, I
You know,
almost timed the music properly, but it wasn't quite right. But whatever, it's fine.
it's not that
So
crucial.
no, I know. I like to get it as close to right as possible, but there's always a
Yeah.
fucking delay, and it's annoying.
Well, but back to what we were talking about before we got on air, and this
Okay,
suburban thing. You crying about these prices.
ain't happening, bro.
Well, okay. I want a general consensus. People who are listening to us, who will watch this later, I want a general consensus. You can put a comment on the Facebook page, everything like that. He's crying over a 86, right? It was 86 Suburban with what 140,000 miles on it, and they wanted what 17 for it.
I think that was the 83.
83, even better. It was 40. It's 40-year-old vehicle with 140,000 miles on it. I did the math. It's like 3,600 miles a year on average.
Okay, based on the mileage, that's super low miles per year, but
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't
You're
care. It's
crying about
not.
it.
That was what it cost. That was almost what it cost brand fucking new. I'm sorry, I'm not paying that when it's 40 years old. Ain't happening.
But it's super rare. Do
I
you
don't care.
understand that? Those
I do
are
not care.
super rare.
Don't care.
So it's and plus it's an antique.
Well, at this
That
point,
that plays into it as well. So you gotta, and it's in well good condition. Just like that Buick, it was a Buick Century that was 18,000 that he wanted. That
yeah,
dude
nobody's gonna
wanted.
pay that. Nobody's paying that.
Well, I didn't say they would, but I'm saying the antique value of it. It's a rare vehicle, and what condition it is in is extremely good condition. Extremely to the right person,
Chris,
to the right.
that's exactly what we're talking about right now.
Exactly, Chris. But you got to understand that if that's something that you truly want, you you may have to fork over that cash. I hate to say that, but
But that's the thing. I don't want anything that's already done.
so you want to fix her upper.
I want something that I can drive, but yeah, that needs work.
Go get that one in Tampa.
Well, the one in Tampa wouldn't be a bad idea and a bad choice.
I got to put some
But
tires on Tahoe. We could take a road trip. That's a 10-hour drive, baby.
well, I don't have the
That's
money
a
right
turn
now.
and burn real quick.
I don't have the money right now, but
Well,
if I had it, then I would maybe consider it.
yeah, well,
But I don't.
because
So
because we're considering, once we pay off the Tahoe, The only reason we're considering getting rid of our Tahoe is because it's 2-wheel drive. We want a 4x4. It's the only reason. And he wants the newer generation Yukon Denali. He wants not the brand new one. I want the brand new one because I like the technology in it. But at the same time, I'm okay with the 16, 17, 18 Yukon Denali. I'm okay with it.
Well, that's another thing with the Suburban. A lot of them that are for sale now are 4-wheel drive. I don't want a 4-wheel drive one. I don't need a 4-wheel drive one.
You want 2-wheel?
Yeah, I do. I just want.
It's got 240,000 miles on it, but it's a 14. Also, to you, dirt fucking cheap.
No, I don't want that one. No, thank you. Anyway, let's get into this shit. But first, what are we drinking?
I'm not drinking a damn thing.
You gotta wait on the music, bro.
No, I got that in just right.
You did.
Just right.
Timed it right.
I was like, I ain't doing anything. Yes. I was like, yes, I got it in there. Yes.
All right. Well, everybody knows what George isn't drinking.
He isn't drinking, yeah. No.
I just went and picked up a little pint of Bullet Rye. Nothing special. Let me see here. It is 45%. No, 40. Yeah, 45%. 90 proof. Rye whiskey from Kentucky. It's very good. So that's what I'm drinking. Cheers to no one.
Cheers.
And to everyone. Clank. And don't drink and drive.
No, never drink and drive. Click it, booze it and lose it, click it or ticket.
Oh, fuck those stupid slogans.
I know, but they're fantastic slogans. I got gummy bears, sour gummy bears.
No, they're terrible. Some sour gummy bears.
Yeah.
I get on board with that. Okay, so the racing schedule for the week is actually pretty bleak. The F1 is going from Mexico to Brazil, so there's no race this week. The only thing going on from the 4th to the 6th is the MotoGP in that's the Valencian Grand Prix. Where the fuck is it Venice?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know either. I have no idea where that is either, but that's literally the only thing going on this weekend. Next weekend has a few things, but we'll get into that next week, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty boring. I know. I think GT America's over. I think IndyCar might be close to over. I know F1 only has 2 more races. NASCAR's probably close to done. I think racing's about done for the year because we're coming up to the holidays, and cold weather isn't typically good for racing, so they're pretty much done with that. But anyway, we're going to talk about some EVs. Yes, I know, but there's some infuriating shit we need to talk about. There's a comparison that we need to talk about with George here, which I know we talked about it last week, but we need George's opinion on it. A new Lotus that is coming to market that I actually do not hate. And then we'll talk about some older luxury vehicles. And then I have a decent list that we're going to talk about. 14 wins is right, bitches. Verstappen's tearing it up. He set 3 records in Mexico.
Nice. I've been too busy watching football to follow the racing. I'm sorry.
He set the record. He set the record for most wins in a season, most points in a season, and
he's killing Lewis Hamilton's records. Word.
Yeah,
word.
Yeah. Any of Hamilton's,
he shouldn't die. Word.
Any of Hamilton's records he fucking takes is good in my book.
It's a fantastic.
And
day.
then he's got the most wins in Mexico now too, so that's another record he set.
Nice. Go fuss in the crowd about Hamilton's. I know you are.
Oh, you know he's crying, dude. You know he's crying. And Verstappen's got 416 points, which is 3 more than Hamilton in a single season with 2 races left.
Oh wow!
So potentially he could get 50 more points.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see what he does in.
He's with Red Bull, right?
Yeah. He's their golden boy right now. There's Brazil and Abu Dhabi left, so we'll see what he does.
I know, wasn't it Ricardo with them for a while? And Ricardo was not.
Yeah, I
good
think
with
Red
them.
Bull. I think Red Bull was the first team he raced with, and then
Yeah.
he completely fucked them over to go to Renault.
Yeah,
Didn't do
then
shit with them.
Didn't shit with them.
Yeah, he didn't do shit with Renault, and then he went to McLaren, where he has done even less. And now he's in contract talks with Haas. So
He's just going down the bottom of the totem pole, ain't he?
his career's over, dude. His career is done.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
You were
if
kind of
Haas
cute,
is-
and then you ruined it.
If Haas is your next option, you just need to hang it up there, bro.
Yeah,
It's
just
pretty
you
bad.
had a
And
good
Chris,
run
yes,
for about 10 years. Send the money that you made on the endorsement deals you made, make that money, do the endorsements, and
I
live
mean,
off that.
there's plenty of other things he could do. He could go, he could go
Broadcasting.
race. He could go race at Indy. He could broadcast. He could do whatever.
I do broadcasting before I go race Indy.
I don't know.
Indy does come here, but I'd rather do broadcasting.
I'd just rather him retire.
Well, that's
I don't
retiring.
fucking-
You can retire
I
in
don't-
broadcast.
I don't fucking like that guy. I think he's a piece of shit. He sucks at racing.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Chris, the gold helmet. I like the gold helmet, but I don't know. I think it's a little over the top. But I mean, 2 championships in a row. He's setting records. Yeah, okay. I can let it slide. It is a pretty cool helmet. It is a cool helmet, and he deserves it. So I'm not hating. I am not hating. All right, so let's get into the GMC Hummer real quick. I got a couple of things about it that we're going to talk about. I know. Let me get this screen share going.
Why
here.
can't I go to my messenger? You told me I can go to messenger after the broadcast.
Because you're not supposed to see what we're going to talk about before we talk about it. That's how it works.
But how am I going to be able to have a valid opinion if I don't get this to preview the material?
Well, that's why I'm here. I present it to you, and then we talk about it.
No, I don't like it.
You're not supposed to have advanced knowledge. I don't.
Why am I not supposed to have advanced knowledge?
I don't have advanced knowledge of a lot of this shit. I only read one thing that we're going to talk about before the show.
Okay, well,
just to make sure that it was even worth talking about.
Well, it was good bathroom reading. Okay, it was good bathroom reading material.
All right, fine. All right, so the first thing with the GMC Hummer is what it costs to
asinine.
Yeah, what it cost to replace a single taillight.
No, that's
on
repair.
The Hummer EV.
That's repair.
Just the part is $6,100 for one taillight.
Yeah, but there's a lot of technology in that taillight, in those taillights. That's the thing. Each taillight's like $3,100, but $33,000, a little over $3,000 a taillight. So it's like with every 2 taillights, it's $6,100. But there's so much integrated technology in that taillight.
So this is both taillights.
Yeah, that's both taillights. Yeah, that's both.
Okay, yeah, $3,045.48 per side.
Yeah, but basically, there's a lot of technology in that taillight, and some of the
that's
things
ridiculous.
that it does when you start the vehicle.
Yeah, I understand. I understand all the software and the LEDs and all that bullshit, but good Lord, man. Come on, at the end of the day, it's all plastic.
Facts. End of the day, nobody's going to afford a vehicle.
It's more than 5% of the Hummer's MSRP.
Yeah, 5%.
That's fucking ridiculous. Just for the taillights.
The taillights, bro. The taillights.
Absurd.
Yes, absolutely absurd.
Okay, let's put it into perspective. The 2022 Cadillac Escalade. Those taillights cost
a little over $1,000 a piece.
$1,300 a piece.
Yeah. So
for giant taillights, they're huge.
Yeah.
And they're only $1,300 compared to $3,000 for this little teeny tiny thing right here. Just this. It's just that.
Those taillights cost more than a light bar going across the back of the Hummer. That's sad.
It's ridiculous. It's completely asinine, and I've seen I've seen other some of these other fucking EVs. Like the cost to replace certain parts is just astronomical. It's
Yeah, it
I don't
is. It
understand
makes
it.
you not want one. It makes
Yeah.
I'm like honestly, you make me not want to get an EV. You make me want to stick to a gasoline powered vehicle for as long as I possibly can because who can afford to replace parts? Insurance
Right. What
companies,
if?
if you wreck this, an insurance company's going to drop you because you're going to cost them an absolute absurd amount of money.
Oh, good luck even getting covered.
That part too. Don't be a shitty driver and trying to get coverage.
Yeah, I mean a lot of
Because
the
it
a
won't
lot
happen
of
with an EV.
a lot of
Gotta take a
conventional
kid rocks
insurance
barefoot.
companies, a lot of conventional insurance companies probably aren't going to insure these things for a while.
Probably not. Not until they become cost effective.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Absolutely not. Not at all.
As soon as these things like hit the market like on a mass scale,
Yeah.
you're gonna see. I don't care what General Motors does. I don't void the warranty. A lot of these assholes aren't gonna care about that. They're gonna flip these things.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna cost between 150 and 200 grand. Good luck,
Good luck.
because they're not worth that. Therefore, insurance companies aren't going to insure them for that.
Hell no.
So good luck. Like I said, good luck.
It doesn't. The nameplate doesn't warrant that price tag.
Shit, no, it doesn't. It doesn't even. I don't think it warrants 115 where they're coming in at.
I agree. It's like most insurance companies won't insure a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, or Aston Martin unless it's just a weekend vehicle.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%.
Slightly well makes you think they're going to insure a Hummer EV the price tag of $115,000 as a daily driver. They're not going to do it.
Of course, rear-ended equals totaled.
Facts.
I don't know that I would go
Facts.
that far, but
Facts.
it's probably going to be pretty damn close. Depends on the extensiveness of the damage, but
it's like bumping a Rolls Royce. As soon as you bump the Rolls Royce, it's totaled. Same thing for the EV Hummer.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, and speaking of that, look at it. Look at Rolls Royce. Look at Bentley. Look at Aston Martin, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and their EVs. They're starting to produce. You have a North American company coming for your titles, boys and girls, and it's called Cadillac.
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, we're gonna get to that, but it's called Cadillac, and GM is coming for you too. The General Motors itself is coming for you, and you need to step your game up.
They're bringing the thunder, that's for sure.
They definitely are. They're making their name known.
Yeah, they're bringing the thunder. Way. Most definitely.
Because they're getting to the point where there's no exclusivity for Rolls Royce, Bentley, Aston Martin. There's not. I mean, maybe there's just not. They're using the exact same materials as you are, and charging $200,000 less.
To a point. That's definitely true. To a point. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. If you're leaning more toward an EV these days, you might want to rethink it just because of repairs.
Yes, if you can't afford the maintenance, don't buy it.
That's ridiculous. I mean, let's say this thing's too tall to get a shopping cart to the taillight, but
let a Karen get a hammer and come at your car.
Or that. She breaks out your taillights. Be prepared to drop $8,000. Be prepared to drop $8,000.
Yeah. Or she better be ready to drop $8,000. I'm busting her forehead.
If you could prove it, yeah, she's paying for it. But I mean, you gotta just think long and hard about an EV these days.
Yeah.
It's just that is ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous.
Speaking of the Hummer and its astronomical repair prices, check this shit out. Boom, sold out for 2 years.
Well, that makes me want a Rivian anyway. The more and more I see that, makes me want a Rivian.
Sold out for 2 years.
The SUV or just the truck one?
Just as EVs.
Wow.
Yeah, it probably says in the article. Let's
I bet you some of people, and the thing is that people have pre-ordered these SUVs. They can back out.
Oh yeah. It's
and
a
get
it's
their
a
money
only
back.
it's only $100 deposit, so, and it's refundable. So yeah, they can back out anytime they want. It's set. They say they have 65,000 reservations for both pickup and SUV. Um, let's
Francis, that
see.
sounds awesome. I'm totally game for that.
Who are we
Totally.
talking about? Oh, who the hell is Francis Francis? Oh,
This is
hello,
Francis from Ghana.
hello from Ghana. That's fucking awesome.
From Ghana. That's
Land for tourists. I shall host you. I'm down. I'll go to
I
Ghana.
am totally down.
Oh yeah, I'll go. Let's see. Let's see. Um,
Okay, I can't do this. I can't do that.
I don't know, but yeah, 65,000 reservations between pickup and SUV. So I don't know how many each they're planning on producing, but yeah, they're sold out for at least 2 years.
Well, I mean, I will never buy one. As much as I love a Hummer, I always have.
But look at that.
I rather have.
It's ridiculous.
I know it's ridiculous.
Look at it.
I'm looking at it, but is it worth the price tag? No,
No, it's not.
it's not. It's pretty. It's gorgeous. It's
I
super
like it
gorgeous.
all around.
It's
It's
not
so
worth the price tag.
it's such a gigantic vehicle though. It's like ridiculous. It makes the H2 look like the H3 looked. They're only making 700 a month. Dude, we make 600 a day. That's ridiculous. I mean, I know it's a completely different vehicle and there's a lot more components and everything, but Jesus
No.
Christ, 700 a month.
The Lyric is just as advanced as that Behemoth land yacht.
It's a little bit different. The Hummer is much more powerful.
Yeah, it's a Behemoth. It's a freaking land yacht.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how many lyrics they're planning on producing per month when we actually are in full production mode.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're not building many at all. So it'll definitely be more than 700 a month, obviously, but I would say probably, if I had to guess, per month, I would probably say realistically and optimistically 3,000 a month.
I was gonna say like 2,000 to 3,000 a month. I can see that.
I would say about 3,000 a month. But that's just me guessing. I'm just a peon that builds the shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, all right, that's the Hummer done. Have you seen the new Lotus?
No, I haven't seen the Lotus. No.
Okay, it is a smaller SUV. Yes, it's going to be electric.
Of course.
And it is called the Elitri. I think is what it's called. Elitri. Eletre.
Oh. Okay.
Elitri. That's how I'm pronouncing it anyway. But it's going to be fucking fast. Almost 900 horsepower.
Fucking wow.
And this is what it looks like.
Oh, we want to look like a Lamborghini Urus. Okay. Got it. Tracking.
I mean, a little bit. The headlights do resemble it. The grille most certainly does not.
Seriously?
Yeah. I like the back, though.
Speaking of SUVs, sidebar. Aston Martin's SUV. When did Kia take its design for the taillights?
Kia steals Kia steals shit from everybody. Kidding me?
Well, it took the Aston Martin taillights on the Spectre, the little SUV. It's kind of the outside of the light. I was like, that looks like an Aston Martin. Oh wait, that's a Kia. A Kia.
Wait, which Kia model?
It was a Spectre, Spectre.
I don't have any idea. Oh, Kia Spectra?
Yeah, that thing.
No, that's old as shit. It's a car.
No, this is SUV.
Well, that's not the right one then.
No, no.
The
A.
only SUVs Kia does is the Sportage, the Sorento, and now the Telluride.
Maybe it was the. What was the first one? The Sportage? Maybe the Sportage. No, it's not the Sportage. It's not the front. It's electric.
It's
A
electric.
hybrid. Yeah, hold on. I'm looking too. This might have been it. Hold on.
Well, there's another SUV they just came out with. It's a little one.
Yeah,
It's not the Seltos.
that may have been it.
I think this is what you're talking about. Let me hang on. Let me do another search here. Kia Seltos. It's ugly as shit. I know that.
Yes, it is.
All right, let me get a rear. I don't know. That doesn't look like a.
No, that's not it.
No.
This was like an electric vehicle. They said Kia, and it had that curvature of the Aston Martin tail lights. And it's,
Kia EV6. Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about. Here it
What
is.
is
I'll
it?
show it to you. Hang on, I'll show it to you. Kia EV6. All right, let's see.
yes, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, I've got it. Hang on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a blatant ripoff of the Aston Martin.
yeah.
All right, let me pull up the Aston Martin so everybody knows what we're talking about here. Aston Martin. Aston Martin. EBX. Images. Yeah, the curvature is a blatant ripoff. It's not the exact same, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Let me show you that one. Can't show them to you at the same time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see exactly what you mean.
So you caught me off guard.
I've got them pulled up on my end. I unfortunately can't share both, but
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, that
most certainly resembles the Aston.
yeah.
And yeah, I agree with that 100%. But anyway, here's the Lotus. I don't mind it.
Ugh. I got
I
a
don't-
V8.
I don't love it, obviously, but I don't mind it. I like the rear.
Gives me Porsche vibes.
That's that new Lotus style on the rear. The profile line is good.
The side looks original. The side view looks original. But the back end gives me Porsche vibes. Now you can say that, but it does. Everything nowadays gives me Porsche vibes when it comes to tail lights. Porsche's got that singular line across the back.
Well, you're fucking weird because I don't see Porsche, but
I see Porsche.
the interior's different.
Yeah. That center console area is Mercedes.
It's very different.
That inner slot line right there where the gearbox and stuff is, that gives me Mercedes vibes. Hardcore. And the steering wheel, it looks good. I like that interior on the drive passenger side is nice. Yeah. It looks very, very spacious, headroom wise.
Well, I would hope. The materials look good. They look modern and very clean.
I do like the interior. I will give the interior credit where credit is due.
It's very not like Lotus.
It's not. It's not very Lotus at all.
Lotus is Lotus is kind of known for bare bones.
Basically
not offering a whole lot of options.
Yeah.
And this thing actually looks pretty well built, pretty well put together.
Yeah.
It seems to have, all of the modern amenities and everything that people want in an SUV.
It does.
Yeah.
That I'll give Lotus that. It looks like they loaded it pretty nicely for a Lotus.
Yeah, good on them. It's going to cost about 140,000. So
Oh, of course it is.
much cheaper than the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, though.
Well, yeah.
Much
Well,
cheaper.
I always said Lotus was the poor man's supercar.
Yeah, I mean they were never super duper expensive, but they were never ridiculously cheap either.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, in the grand scheme, you're getting almost 900 horsepower. It says 726 foot-pounds of torque, just under 3 seconds to 60. In an SUV, that's kicking.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the top speed of the Ferrari is going to be, but that's not an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
I don't mind it either. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say that. I don't mind it either. The interior got me. Outside, it's okay. It's not blowing my skirt up, but
These rear view cameras, or the side view cameras, they probably won't see production.
Probably will not. They can't afford that. That's well
Right.
high cost production option.
And the wheels are.
They give me spider legs.
Yeah, I could see that. They're a little strange.
Yeah, they take the Honda Accord, my Honda Accord Sport body style. Their wheels look like that, but they're just straight, not curved asses like that. They're more of a straight circular edge.
I think if they rotated the opposite direction, they'd be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I like it. It's not bad. I mean, I'll never own one, obviously, because I can't afford it. But
what you said.
I mean, if I had 140 grand, I wouldn't spend it on an electric SUV. Chris, the Evora was always cool. I always liked the Evora. The Evora was a little bit of a bigger Lotus. It wasn't like the Elise or the Exige, which I could not shoehorn myself into to save my life. But yeah, I like the Evora. The Evora was cool. All right, George. I got something you'll be interested in, which I'm sure you've already seen.
What's that?
It is the new Lexus RX.
Not a fan.
Nor am I, obviously.
I'm
I don't like
not.
Lexus. I mean, even though they toned
did
down,
fix the grill.
They did tone it down. They toned it down a little bit. Still quite large, and it's still in that shape. You just can't really tell because the top part of the hourglass is now body colored. Which, haha, good try, Lexus, you fuckers. I can still see it, and it's still bad. I have not seen anything else about it. Changes, updates, blah blah blah. Let's see. The entry level RX comes with a 2.4 turbo, 275 horsepower, 317 foot-pounds, and an 8-speed auto. All-wheel drive is optional. 7.5 to 60. All-wheel drive version is 7.2. Optional motor. Optional motors are 2.5 inline 4 with 3 electric motors that combine, this is terrible. 246 horsepower and 233 foot-pounds of torque. That's garbage. That's complete garbage. I'm sorry, with 3 electric motors, those 3 electric motors should make that on its own. And it also comes standard all-wheel drive and a CVT transmission, which is a piece of shit.
Well, the RX 500H F Sport gets a turbocharged 2.4 and the 3 electric motors. And it's going to give it a 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds.
I see it. Yeah, I see it down here. The 500H F Sport.
But the price tag is actually not bad. It's $60K.
For the top of the line, $60K isn't too bad. But it doesn't say how much power it makes.
I know.
That 2.4 with the 3 electric motors doesn't say how much power. That's fucking stupid. But that's not that much that's not that much faster. 5.9 versus 7.2.
Yeah, well, it's still slow. It's a ladies' car. It's for ladies.
Well,
It's for those
that's
small, crawling women who got
most
nothing to do but
certainly.
go spend their husband's money.
Yes, that's most certainly true. 6 seconds though. That's only 1.2 seconds quicker for probably what 20 grand more.
Probably.
It's fucking dumb. And I'm
It's
sorry,
cool my LS 600.
those three electric motors should make 246 on their own. And then when you add the 2.5 on top of it, then you get about another 200. That's 450 horsepower. Like, that's a no fucking brainer to me. 3 electric motors? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's.
I think the Hummer EV has 4 electric motors.
Yeah.
And it makes 1,000. And it makes 1,000.
Yeah, that's also bigger
And
engines.
11,000 foot-pounds of torque.
It's a bigger motor. You have to
I
realize
understand that, but you could put 3 a little bit larger electric motors under this thing because it is an SUV. 246 horsepower is not enough. It's just not.
But there's also no engine under the hood of the Hummer.
275, not enough. It's an SUV.
For that car, yeah, that actually kind of is enough.
Nah.
That Hummer is twice the size.
Oh, it's probably 3 times the size of this.
3 times the size of that RX. Come on.
It weighs 10,000 pounds.
That RX does not weigh 10,000 pounds. That Hummer needs a lot of horsepower to push 10,000 pounds.
This is true. All right, motherfuckers, show me pictures. You got one picture of this stupid ass thing? This article sucks.
So I was reading down a little bit, and it's talking about the upgrades interior. They've gone from a 9.8-inch standard multimedia touchscreen display to a 14-inch upgrade. Yeah. Very nice. I'll give them credit for the upgrade of the screen because we do like bigger screens.
And it has, let's see, a Mark Levinson audio system.
Of course.
I have no idea who the hell that is.
Entry level for the RX 350 combined MPG is 24 MPG. The RX FH S4 performance returns with a 26 MPG combined. And the hybrid 350H returns with a 33 MPG combined. I get better gas mileage in my Honda than this RX does.
Yeah, 33 with out of a hybrid is shit.
Look at the red. That red is pretty.
All right, here's a few more pictures of it, at least. Red isn't bad, actually. Yeah, it's like a darker red, but it's not bad.
Yeah, that red's pretty. I'll give that red some credit right there. I like it.
Okay, so the RX was first introduced in 1998, and they've sold 3.5 million globally. Good for them.
Yeah, I got one. I had one of the first RXs out of 99.
Okay, here you go. Here's the interior.
Not very tall, but they stretched it. And one thing about Lexus, they don't do a lot of heads-up displays. It's a
Toyota with a Lexus badge on it.
Basically, yes.
That's exactly what this is.
Well, it does. Who owns them?
I understand that, but I mean, it doesn't look any better than like a Camry or the Toyota counterpart for this fucking thing, which is the Highlander. Yeah, I don't. Fuck that. This is terrible. Sorry, not sorry. Not worth 60 grand with that interior. Ooh, that's a weird green.
It's a weird green.
I don't like that green.
I don't like that.
No, don't paint it that color, Toyota. That's a bad green.
It is a bad green.
All right, yeah, it's going to come in at 47 and top out at 59. So.
Okay. So top tier is not bad at 60K. Top tier 60K is not bad. That's not bad.
It's not.
I mean, for the engine I'm getting, it's a little pricey, but overall, that's not bad coming from Lexus. It's really not.
Yeah,
it's really not.
I mean, it's a decent option, but I wouldn't go with it.
It's our parents' generation type vehicle. It really is. I can see our parents' generation driving these. I don't see a lot of the newer generation women driving this. I see them more of in a Nissan Rogue. I hate to say that.
No.
I do. I see them most in Rogues or Pathfinders.
Oh, no.
Because who they're dating or who they're married to aren't making the kind of money to afford these cars for them. and they're probably still living at home with mommy and daddy anyway.
This is true. This is
You know,
very true.
You have no room to talk.
That's
you have
true.
No,
I mean,
you have no room to talk.
I lived with my parents for longer than I should have, so I
Yes,
can't talk.
You can't talk.
All right, all right. So
what's next? Because I'm getting.
We're gonna stay with EVs. We're gonna do the Celestiq versus the Spectre. I know those of you that tuned in last week, me and Sergio talked about this.
Let's talk.
But I wanted to talk to George about it because I know he's a huge Rolls Royce fan, which so am I.
Yeah.
But we have to have this conversation because, like George said earlier, Cadillac is fucking bringing the thunder to Rolls Royce and most certainly Bentley.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about it. And here they are, like right on top of each other.
I mean, I think that the Rolls Royce. I'm sorry, Rolls Royce needs to change their look.
I agree.
Not the grill. They need to change the look. The look is outplayed for the last 20 years now.
Yeah, everything they've built for the last 20, 25 years has looked exactly the same with minor updates.
Yeah. So Rolls Royce is step it up for their EVs.
This vehicle, this vehicle, the Spectre, looks like a modern day Wraith.
It is a Wraith. It's a different name.
Yeah, so it's a modern Wraith with some minor updates to the front. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is. Now, do I dislike it? Absolutely not. Do I dislike this color? Absolutely, I do.
Oh, that color's hideous.
The color's terrible.
It looks like baby shit.
Yeah.
Yellow.
It's fucking garbage.
They fed it some squash and shitted that out.
And they have this color on the interior of this thing too. I'm like,
oh, that's horrible.
Gross.
No. God,
it's not not the whole interior is this color. It's like a two-tone white with this. I'm like, no. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are some pictures of both of these cars, on the inside down below. But I wanted to pull them side by side because what we talked about last week, we had different articles, so we couldn't do a side by side. So I found this, and I think it's a decent article from carbuzz.com. Credit. But from what me and Sergio talked about last week, I honestly think the Cadillac is a better option. And I will
Cadillac's bringing out more horsepower than the Rolls Royce. Cadillac's saying 600 to 640, 600 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque when the Rolls Royce only going to give you 577 horsepower.
Right. The Rolls has more torque but less power.
Yeah.
And it's also like I think I read in this article it weighs 6,000 pounds.
Yeah. So is it heavier than the Cadillac?
Well, we don't know what the Celestiq's going to weigh yet, but it's. Okay. I mean, they're probably going to be pretty hefty, both of them. But 6,000 pounds. I mean, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Shit. All right, so let's get into it. These assholes are calling the Celestiq Quasimodo.
Quasimodo, really?
Which I can kind of understand why they think that, because the rear's like super hatchbacky, very fastbacky style.
Yeah.
But it's not like a hunchback. It's not like a wagon.
It kind of looks like a wagon. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it could be mistaken as a wagon, but I don't see it as a wagon.
And the reason why I say that is because look at the Chevy Malibu Max. It was kind of wagony, but yet it still kind of had a trunk.
Oh, that was definitely a wagon.
Yeah, but it still had a trunk lid on it too. It kind of had a little ledge, and I think the Celestiq was it was a disaster.
It was a complete disaster.
It was a horrible disaster, but the Celestiq
really
kind of gives that vibe in the back as well.
I don't know. We'll get to the back, but I really like this color on this car.
I do too. That's not what I think that the Cadillac gives you more options as an EV.
Looky there.
It's got boat tail written all over it. Like it's really not a hatch; it's a boat tail.
I don't know what they're gonna consider
back in as a boat tail. But
I don't know what they're going to consider it, but this whole thing opens up,
Opens.
even with the taillights, all of it.
opens.
The whole thing raises up.
Yeah.
So I would more call it. I don't know. Maybe I would consider it probably a hatchback. But
Yeah.
what the fuck do I know?
It kind of, I guess it does, but so does Rolls.
Yeah, same thing. The whole
It's got the exact
fucking
same slant.
the whole thing opens up. Yeah.
You can't call
That's
it Quasimodo when you're doing the exact same thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're calling this. They say familiarity for the Rolls, and then Quasimodo for the Cadillac, which I think is very stupid. Whatever. The Rolls, like George, like you said, it's typical Rolls.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ain't nothing changed.
No, absolutely
They're
not.
For Rolls Royce used to just blow my mind with what they would come out with. From even Bentley used to blow my mind. Bentley especially blew my mind. From the Brooklyns to the
God, I love the Brooklyns.
I love the Brooklyns. That was my car. Like these are the concept cars. Bentley has been blowing me out of the water. From the Continental GT to the Mulsanne, they've always come out with something extraordinary, and it was always different. They changed.
But nowadays, everything looks the fucking same.
Yeah, because everybody has access to the same stuff. There's no exclusivity anymore.
And Cadillacs kind of did the same thing. The Lyric and the Celestiq looked exactly the same. In the front, they used the exact same style taillights for both vehicles.
Uh-huh.
The biggest difference between the two is obviously options.
Yeah.
The Celestiq's it's going to be bespoke. You can literally order it the way the fuck you want it. And they're going to be hand built per order. So, obviously that's a giant difference. But yeah, overall, the look pretty much looked the same. And it's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Get ready for demolition, man, because that's how all cars are going to start looking.
But, yeah, I know, right? Okay, here's the front.
Ugh.
Whatever. It's the same exact thing.
It really is.
It's just like a cookie cutter Rolls Royce, honestly.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get into some numbers here. Like George said, the Cadillac has a dual motor, 600 horsepower, 640 foot-pounds, which is there's similar numbers. Rolls Royce is 577 horse, torque's at 664. So you're losing power but gaining torque, blah blah blah. But the Cadillac is 0.4 quicker to 60. Well, they're projected under 4 seconds. We haven't obviously tested it yet, but Rolls they're saying 4.4. And like I said, they don't know the weight of the Celestiq yet, but the Spectre is 6,559 pounds. So I'm about a quarter of a ton light when I said 6,000. So that's going to be a little bit heavy.
Yeah. Price tags for these cars.
Yep.
So GM is stating that it's going to start north of $300K for the Celestiq. And
you skipped down a little bit. You skipped down a little bit, homie.
Yeah, I wanted to see what the prices were.
All right, go ahead.
But you're saying that with all the options and premium upgrades and stuff you can do, you're spending roughly around $400K for this car.
Right.
Rolls Royce is stating that their cars going to start at $413,000 and guaranteeing that one single one of them will be sold at $413,000.
No, there's not a single Rolls Royce on the fucking road that's a base model.
Yeah. You know what? That makes me want to go buy a base Rolls Royce. Just to say I have a Rolls Royce. But it'd be base model. I don't care about the options. I don't need all that.
Well, it would be unique.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're talking about after options, the Cadillac is still going to be cheaper than a base price Spectre.
Yes.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, and I mean, I mean, I'm a Rolls fan. I am. God, I'm a fan. But Rolls, Caddy's got you. I'm sorry. They got you. You're not producing something that's going to make me go, yeah, that's worth the money I'm about to put in this. That's worth it. That's worth the price for that EV. You're not. You're giving me the same thing. Cadillac's got that 55-inch screen. There's no buttons in this car. It's all touch screen.
Yeah, Cadillac's got them. They got them.
That back seat alone's got 5 screens.
So let's get into the interior. We have to see the interiors. All right, this is the Cadillac's interior.
Oh, so sexy.
It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That whole entire dashboard is a digital screen.
And separated into 3 separate screens behind one
separated. Right, it's separated into 3 different screens. You have instrument cluster, infotainment, and then the passenger side.
Bullshit.
What I think is cool about it is, for the passenger side, they can literally surf the internet, watch a movie, stream whatever the fuck they want, and the driver can't see it.
That's
literally
what's up. See, that's bad.
Literally cannot see it. I love that.
Yes.
Not to mention they have another screen down here.
Yeah.
For what, I have no fucking clue.
That's where your heated seats, your cooled seats, your air conditioning, your climate control, your radio is.
Okay.
That's just me down there. Up here is like your navigation, your Google Play, your Google Play Store, your apps. Right. Certain apps are up there at the top, like your phone, your settings and stuff like that. That's up top. But everything else is down low. And in the back, the back's got 2 screens, one on each side of the seat, just 12.6 inches each. Then you have the center console area in the back seat that's also got a screen as well, right there.
Here it is right here.
Control everything in the back seat. Your back seats in the Cadillac are heated and cooled.
Look at that, man.
Yeah. Your back seats.
I love that blue.
The back seats are heated, cooled, and massaged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those giant screens in the back of the fucking front seats.
And the back seats also are 20-way.
Yeah.
Reclining.
Yeah, 20 ways.
Seriously, Rolls, are you putting this in your car? Because I don't think so. Cadillac is coming for you. Cadillac is coming for that ultra luxury line. They're coming for you, Rolls.
Oh yeah, they want that. And they want that title back.
Yeah.
What was it? I can't remember what the hell it is now. Standard of the world or some shit.
Yeah. They're coming for it.
I think that's what it was, or something like that. But yeah. All right. So this is the Rolls interior. I hate this.
That's boring.
The steering wheel's too clunky.
Steering wheel is so basic.
It's
basic
clunky. Yeah. It's just bad.
Yeah.
And then look at the fucking seats. Look at these seats. Look at that fucking ugly ass seat.
I'm just not feeling it.
Well, the colors need to be different.
But the seat looks like it doesn't move.
Oh no! I mean, I'm sure it does, but it doesn't. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's very simple, kind of boring.
I need her card. I need that lady's card. She's a travel masseuse. I need her to come and rub me.
But I like the fact that Cadillac has resurrected this.
The lady?
The logo. Yeah, the logo. I can't remember what the hell they called it.
Oh, they call her the goddess.
Yeah, that's right. They brought it back in very subtle ways, and I love that.
Yes, the screen on the passenger side.
It's on the screen. It's on the infotainment knob.
Yeah,
I think it's in the taillights.
Yes.
I just love that they brought it back.
She's also in the headlights, if I'm not mistaken. When you
probably
unlock the car, she shows up on the wall in the headlights.
Probably.
Yeah.
And they need to put it like dead center in the screen upon first startup.
I wanted them to put a hood emblem. I wanted her to actually be an actual hood emblem,
I do too.
Like the Spirit of Ecstasy and the Flying Bee.
I did too, but they said there's too much going on the front end for them to be able to do it, which I think is horseshit. But whatever. At least they brought it back and they incorporated it, cool, like subtly, but still in a cool way. But look at this fucking blue, dude. I love this interior. I love every bit of this interior.
I love it. I wish the interior was not blue like the outside of the car. I'd rather the interior be a different color. Like
Well,
the
I
outside
mean,
was blue and the interior was red, a bright, beautiful red
well,
with
it's right
hints of
here.
accents, with like that. Yes,
Yeah,
with accents of blue. Yes,
you can.
absolutely gorgeous.
And it says Rolls Royce. You can get like 44,000 different paint colors, and I'm sure with this Cadillac being 300, 400, 500,000 dollars, you could probably get any color you can just dream of,
Yeah, I'm
and this
pretty sure
thing
you
too.
can. Yes,
So I
I
mean,
see that.
exterior interior combinations are limitless. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to know? Um, you want to know how long this fucking Rolls Royce is?
How long?
Holy balls, dude. Let's see. I can't remember the exact number, so I'm gonna look it up. When Sergio first showed it to me, he told me how long it was. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Let's see. Length. It's in millimeters. We are standard over here, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 214.6 inches overall.
So it's the length of an Escalade almost.
It is like, I think 9 or 11 inches shorter than a Suburban.
Okay. And
That is a massive car.
yeah, it's very long. But the
It's
Celestic is
ridiculous.
very long too. It's longer than an Escalade.
The Celestique that number's on actually in here. It's 214.7. So they're right around the same length.
Or the same length, yeah.
Okay. But the Celestique's a 4-door car. The Rolls Royce is 2 doors. So those are some heavy ass doors.
Well, Rolls Royce always had heavy doors. They always
true.
have. They put so
is
much
very true.
power. There's so many engines in the door alone because they're all powered. You push a button to shut the door.
Right.
You know, granted, that Celestic, you just wave your hand and the door shuts. That's a different story, but it's
Actually, the doors don't actually look that big. It's just a long ass car.
Yeah.
Shit,
The doors
man.
are pretty long. I mean, it doesn't look long in the picture, but trust me, that door is fucking huge.
Well, I'm sure it is. But I'm sorry. Based on what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, and everything going into both of these things, Cadillac's got it.
Yeah. The Cadillac's got my vote. Also, I wanted to tell you that the Ferrari dealership here in Nashville, by the airport, now has vehicles.
Good.
They have put up the display models in the second floor window, and they are gorgeous.
Well, I'm off Saturday, so if you and Sergio want to go, we'll go.
Sure. I'm always by the airport. Always. You know this.
Well, you guys want to go? I'll go. I'm fucking down.
It's
Man.
2 exits down from my house. Of course, I see it every day. I'm good. But I'll go.
Well, you haven't actually been in there.
Well, they're not. It's not open. They've got cars in there now.
Oh well, that's lame.
I'll let you know when it's officially open.
When they open, let me know. Yeah.
I will.
But yes, Cadillac has my vote 100%.
Cadillac's got my vote, and that's hard to say because I love Rolls Royce, but Rolls Royce not blow my skirt up at all. But Cadillac blew my skirt out the water.
Rolls is not doing enough to keep me loyal.
They're not. I told you.
Cadillac is legit coming with the thunder, and
yeah.
I think for the 1%, they're gonna want this thing. I really do.
Yeah.
The ranges are pretty good.
Cadillac's ranging 300 miles for a charge. The Rolls Royce is saying roughly 260 something.
What the fuck?
260.
Yeah, 260.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's you have to be at least 300.
At least. For me to even consider.
The very fucking least. At the very least, you have to be 300.
Yeah. Now, I figured you probably get better range on a highway where you're coasting and stuff like that and not using as much energy. I figured you might get a better range, better charge, and, you charge
Well,
your
it
battery.
obviously depends on how you drive and the
Yeah.
terrain and
Yeah.
traffic and all that bullshit.
Yes.
But 300 is the absolute minimum. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I got a news story today about a Mercedes Benz. Let me see if I can find it here.
I'm glad you brought up Mercedes because we're about to talk about one.
They took the EQS SUV off road, the electric one.
They destroyed it.
They got it stuck
Go figure.
on a hill. It's not worth
Go
money.
figure. What was the actual problem? It just wouldn't make it up the hill, or was it the ground clearance, or what?
I think it was one, ground clearance. Two, wheels were coming off the ground. It wasn't. They tried to duck walk it, and they just teetered, and they couldn't get the balance, and they fall forward. They had a lot of issues.
Hey, Mercedes, you ain't Land Rover.
Yeah.
You don't make off-road vehicles.
And
You don't make off-road vehicles. Sorry. Should give it up.
G-Wagon's the only thing they got to going from off-roading.
We're gonna not talk about that.
What?
But we are gonna talk. We are gonna talk about why no one bought the Mercedes Maybach 57.
Why buy a 57 and you got a 63?
You remember this car, right?
Oh God, yeah. But why buy a 50? Why buy a 57 when you can get a 63 for like 10 grand more?
It was a 62, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, that's just the name of this article. The 62 is incorporated in the article. They just titled it that.
Yeah.
So, okay. For those of you that do remember, here it is. And for those of you that don't, this was an ultra luxury, like, spin-off Mercedes model called the Maybach 57 and 62. The 62 was just longer. I had a couple more things that differentiated it, but overall, same vehicle. They had a twin turbo V12, blah, blah, blah. They were very nice. They were very ugly, in my opinion. And they were extremely, extremely expensive. And that's one reason why they didn't sell. Also, another reason why they didn't sell was the astronomical depreciation that they went through as soon as they drove off the lot.
Yeah.
All right, so they ran from
depreciation was a factor.
They what?
Back when depreciation was a thing.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they ran from 2002 and they finally ended production in 13. But I think the last technical year was 09. So over 7 years of production and sales, that's what we're gonna focus on. Okay, so starting price tag. These are starting prices for the 52 or the 57. I'm sorry, $367,000 to start in 2002, mind you. This is not now. This was 20 years ago. And for the 62, $431,000 to start. And then they had a range-topping Landaulet, which is a partial convertible that started at $1.3 million. I actually found one of those for sale for $2 million.
DJ Khaled has one.
Well, there's one for sale right now. I think it's in California. It's $2 million, which is retarded.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so all right, I'm gonna skip all this bullshit. It's a luxury vehicle, but whatever. Skipping all this bullshit.
It was to compete with the Rolls Royce. That's what it was for. It was to be with the Phantom and the Ghost.
I know.
More the Ghost than anything.
And I've got examples of current prices for the Maybach and the Rolls Royce, so we can compare depreciation. But Sales were absolutely abysmal. The first year they wanted 2,000 units sold. They sold 160.
How many units?
They wanted 2,000. They sold 160.
Wow.
And then let's see. In 2008, they sold 119, and in 2009 they sold 66.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want to know how much? Do you want to know how much money Mercedes lost on every single one of these?
Cool. Million?
No, not that. Not quite that bad. They lost $330,000 per.
Wow.
Do you want to know total loss over 3,000 cars that they sold?
How much?
990 million euros is what they lost.
Wow. Well, note to self. If you go against the big boys, you better bring it. And your Maybach did not bring it.
They didn't bring it at all.
Engine-wise, you brought it.
That's ridiculous. Well, all right, let's see. Engine-wise, the 57 had a 5.5 liter twin turbo V12, and the 62S model got an AMG tuned 6 liter V12, 542 horsepower and 664 foot-pounds of torque. That is, let's see. That's from the 6 liter. So yeah, I mean the engine wasn't the problem at all. Not anywhere near it. It was the price, the depreciation, and all that bullshit. Yeah. You know, I think we were kind of it was kind of during a recession period too.
It was during a recession period.
There you go. $366,000 for a car isn't really very smart at that point. So shame on Mercedes for even trying.
They picked a bad time. No one predicted the recession. They hit as hard as it did.
Maybe they didn't, but
they thought that the recession would bounce back quicker than it actually did, and it hurt them in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. They lost €1 billion, so yeah, it was a huge hit. All right, so do you want to know the average price of a Maybach 57 now?
When it's $74,000?
$74,000 average. Now I want you to take a look at what I found today.
Okay. What'd you find?
Take a look at this shit. You want look at that price. Look at that price.
I take it
right here. $35,000.
I take it.
Granted, it has. Where does it say the mileage? It's like 135,000 miles.
Okay, and
133,000 miles. 5.5 liter V12.
Isn't Valley, California? Okay.
4 previous owners. It's a salvage title also. So that's a big fucking red flag. Don't know why it's a salvage title. Probably either theft or some kind of damage.
Or wrecked.
It could be wrecked. But I mean, the car actually looks okay. It doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't look bad at all.
It's got a flat black wrap on it, is what it appears to have.
Yeah.
A cavernous trunk. Here's the let's see. Here's the interior. I don't care for the interior. That's just an S-Class interior.
Hold on, I'm trying to get to the interior. I like this huge sunroof. That's a really big sunroof.
Well, I know you like that, but that's irrelevant to me.
Of course it is.
Where do you see the sunroof? I don't see a sunroof.
It's picture number 68.
Oh, I see it. Honestly, it's wide. It's not overly huge. It's not like a panoramic sunroof of today.
For a car that day, during that day, that was a huge sunroof. And I do like this TVs in the back of the seats like that. That's actually really cool, very unique. I do like the controls and stuff. It had a lot of top-notch features.
Limo style. It's limo style, yeah.
Yeah,
for back in the day, it's an 04, yeah. I mean, it's very well equipped. Yeah, it's a very well-equipped vehicle for '04, but I mean, 370,000 is what you got to remember. This
Okay.
car was 370 grand for honestly what is pretty much an S-Class.
I like it a lot. I do. I'd buy it.
For the money, I mean, you're not getting a bad deal.
Like, seriously, I'd buy the car, and I literally would drive out there, fly out there. Actually, I'd probably drive out there, rent a trailer, put it on the trailer, and I'd bring it back. I wouldn't drive it back. I'd put it on a trailer and bring it back.
I'd have to fly out there and drive it.
Oh, that too. Either way.
I would have to fly out there and drive it. I would have to take it to a Mercedes dealership, be like, look, I'm considering buying this thing. Tell me what's wrong with it. Has a salvage title. These are the details. Get underneath there. Tell me what the hell's wrong with it. It's only had 4 previous owners, so that's not a ton. No accidents, like I said.
Yeah.
Of course, it could have accidents and just not have been reported. But in a car like this, someone is going to report it.
Yeah.
I would imagine anyway. But I don't know. This was the cheapest one I could find, and it was a 2004. So 3 years after they came out. So that's what I pulled up. Now, I'm going to show you the cheapest Rolls-Royce Phantom I could find.
Okay.
Okay, it's just kind of compare depreciation versus resale, all that bullshit, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now check this shit out. This is a 2007 base Phantom. $130,000. It's an 07, I know, and the mileage is much lower, 31,000 miles. But you have to take all that shit into consideration. Even the Maybachs that had 30,000 miles on them were still 50, 60 grand.
Yeah.
So for this to be 130,000, and this is even closer. This is in North Carolina.
That's in Franklin.
You wouldn't even know that's delivery to Franklin.
Oh.
This isn't. These colors aren't not my favorite for sure.
For sure.
But look at the interior; it's so much better. I like this way better. I mean, this is. I called the Maybach a glorified S-Class. This is pretty much it's a BMW underneath. That's all it is. It's a BMW 7 Series. Bare bones. I mean, that's what it is. So it's just a BMW 7 Series, but it's had the Rolls-Royce treatment, which isn't always good. But I don't know. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a comparison.
I'm not feeling the rules. I'm just not looking
at
this.
Put it into perspective. I'm not a huge fan of the older Phantoms either.
Well, the buttons just are basic. They're like Toyota buttons.
Well, so was the fucking Maybach. There was nothing special in that either.
Yeah, they were basic buttons. It was no unique styling of a button. There was no unique styling of this. This, to me...
It's all parts bin bullshit.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That steering wheel is so small and thin.
Yeah, I agree with that, for sure.
Oh, no.
I definitely agree with that. Well, that's all like the unique shit I could find for the week. I have a list that Sergio didn't pick last week that I thought was kind of interesting. You want to talk about 80s muscle cars?
Like the two IROC Z 28s I saw in Franklin on a trailer the other day. Both were candy apple red. Gorgeous.
I like the IROC Z. IROC Z is a shit. All right, so we're going to talk about 80s muscle cars that brought, well, if it would load. Okay, 80s muscle cars that brought speed back to America. Now, the 80s were not the greatest time for muscle cars. Neither were the mid to late 70s. So this is probably going to be subjective, and a lot
I
of it's
was
probably going to be wrong.
I was a
But
Mustang fastback guy back in the 80s. I hate to say that.
no, I mean they did have some good stuff in the later 80s. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the period of the 80s that we're going to be talking about, as I have not seen this list, but I know a lot of the 80s still wasn't great for muscle
No.
cars. So let's get right into it, homie. As you said, Camaro,
Yeah.
1982 Z28. Now this is not good. If you're going to talk about the F-body Camaro, you got to talk about like 89 IROC.
Yeah.
Because this is still when the government was like choking the shit out of the V8s, and they weren't making shit for power. You know, look right here, 165 horsepower.
That's horrible.
That's not a muscle car.
No.
It looks good, but it's not a muscle car.
No, it's not.
So strike one. And here you go, buddy. Mustang.
Yeah.
This is the SVO. This had a 4-cylinder in it. Joke.
Yeah.
A turbo 4-cylinder with
Impressive 205.
175 horsepower. And
But
then in
the
1985, yeah,
up the power to 205 horsepower.
which still isn't great.
It still isn't great, but I did love the Knight Rider Trans Am. God,
Trans Am is that shit. But again, it's going to have the same problem as the Camaro. No power.
No power.
Doesn't say, but I'm sure it wasn't much more, if any.
And those cars, what the fuck is that?
That's a Dodge Omni. But it's the Shelby version.
Anyway, but back then, those cars had a lot of roll to them.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the suspension was super soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Dodge Omni GLHS Shelby. This was our attempt at a hot hatch. And I honestly don't hate the way it looks compared to regular Dodge Omnis, obviously. And it's not a muscle car. It's certainly not a muscle car.
No, not
at all. Now this next one.
Yeah, my baby. My baby.
The Buick, or Oldsmobile Hearst.
God, that
had T-tops.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. No power.
No power.
Like,
they're giving it 175 miles, 775 horses.
This thing had a 307 V8 with 108 horsepower, 180 horsepower. That's
sad.
Fucking garbage. Total garbage.
Yeah.
They sold 3,083 and 3,584. So if you can find one, you have a collector's item, but a slow one.
Yeah. Well, people here have been doing tune-ups to them like crazy, giving them more horsepower.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to do a swap. That 307 is not staying in it.
Yeah.
It's like junk motor. All right, yeah, Monte Carlo SS, that's the shit.
Yeah, so when I girl went to high school with, she used to drive one. She had a gray one, and she was my ride to school.
Like this?
Yes, exactly that, right there.
Hell yeah,
that was my ride to school every day.
Cool car, kick-ass car.
She was a cool-ass chick. I forgot her name, but
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
but same thing, 305, 180 horsepower. Just didn't do him any justice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my favorite. The Buick Grand, this is the GNX.
The Grand National is still good too. Don't get it twisted.
No, I know that. I'd love to have a Grand National, but the GNX is where it's at. 275 horsepower, top of the line. For back in the day, 4.7 to 60, that was kicking.
Yeah.
And at the time, this car was only 29 grand.
See, that's a good price for a car.
Absolutely. The problem is they only make 547 of them, and now, if you want a GNX, you're probably going to pay about 100 grand for it, at least.
Yeah. Would you pay 100 grand for it?
I wouldn't. Absolutely would not. I would pay obviously more than new. I'd pay, if I had the money, I'd probably pay between 50 and 60. I wouldn't pay 100 grand for it, because that, honestly, it's a big, heavy car that probably doesn't handle all that great. It's not fast by today's standards. So the only reason I would want one is because they're cool and rare. So I don't know. I mean, 100 grand? No, absolutely not. Even immaculate, I wouldn't pay that. That is a Monte Carlo SS Aero Coupe. See, all right. So go back to the Monte Carlo SS. This is just a coupe with a traditional trunk. Yeah. This is a hatchback.
I can't see it.
It's a hatchback. Look. All right, go back up.
Oh, I see they did. Yeah.
Yeah, you see it straight down. Yeah. Yeah. This is an Aero Coupe. It's got the hatchbacky thing right here.
The glass. They bubbled the glass out. You took out half the trunk. Okay.
Aero Coupe.
Yeah.
Still cool as shit, and they're even more rare. They only made 5,800.
Can you imagine to tint that thing, get that curvature right? That big piece of glass.
I'm sure there are people out there that have no problem with it, but I wouldn't want to try. Absolutely not. Same 180 horsepower, 308 or 305 V8. Underpowered as shit. There's your IROC Z, buddy.
There she is. God,
there's your IROC Z. Hell yeah.
Hell.
85 to 90. International Race of Champions Racing Series. IROC Z.
That car.
That's where that came from. Oh, it's ridiculous, dude. I love the IROCs. I like the Z28s too, but the IROC is just so much better to me.
It is.
Had 225 horsepower. Watch out. And then later, 245. You can get a manual. Yeah, it's still way too low, but still you can get a manual or automatic, tuned suspension and steering. Watch out. And it still had T-tops.
Yes. Thank God.
Love T-tops. Love T-tops. You can keep your fucking convertibles. I want T-tops. This is the Oldsmobile 442. This was like when the Oldsmobile 442 was in it was long in the tooth, and you know that model was coming to the end. I never remember what 442 ever stands for, and then I hear it and I'm like, God damn it, that's what it is. 4-speed auto, 4-barrel carburetor, and 2 exhausts. That's what it stands for. 307 V8, same thing, 170 to 180 horsepower. They made 10,000. So yeah. Here's your Mustang.
Yes, that's the one I like.
That's the was that the Fox? Weird. Yeah, that's the Fox body. Yeah. They weren't terribly bad cars. If I was gonna have this body style, I would want a Cobra.
Yeah.
But these weren't.
The GT was still nice.
Oh, the GT was fine. You know, with the 5-liter, it had 225 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds. That's a good amount of torque.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like the way the Cobra looks better in this body style, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Definitely beat the shit out of the Camaro.
Yeah.
Which I hate saying, but it did.
It did.
It absolutely did.
That was one of my favorite. That was my favorite Mustang.
It's definitely one of the most modern, iconic Mustangs. Yeah, because the next Mustang they went to compete with the Camaro was complete garbage.
Yes.
It was garbage. Still had the 5-liter, and then they went to the 4.6, which was even fucking worse.
Yes.
And yeah, they fucked all.
Very futuristic.
But it didn't work. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. Of course, it didn't really work with the Camaro either. That body style got shit on a lot.
Yeah.
But whatever. This is the Pontiac Grand Prix 2+2. All it is a fucking.
I don't like that front end.
It's all this is a Pontiac Monte Carlo. That's literally all it is with a Pontiac front end. Because look down the side. That's all Monte Carlo.
Yes, it is.
That's all Monte Carlo. And they did an Aero Coupe as well. I remember that. 305 V8, 165 horsepower. Junk. They produced it for 2 years though, only making 1,225 of them. So you can find one. You're sitting on a fucking gold mine. Yeah. That's a rare car.
Rare barn find. The SHO, baby, that Ford Taurus SHO.
Ford Taurus SHO. Wow.
I saw one of those the other day. I saw that body style Ford Taurus the other day on the highway.
Which body style?
That body style.
Oh my God! You saw a rare ass car then. I've never seen one in this body style.
It was in great condition.
I've never seen one in this body style.
Oh,
not in person.
Man. I saw one.
A Yamaha 3-liter with 220 horsepower. That's strange.
Yeah.
Yamaha did that a few times. They would source, or like auto manufacturers would contract them, and they'd make fucking engines for them. It's very strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the later SHOs better, but
the bubbly one,
and even the more current one.
Yeah, I give you that.
But I don't know. These weren't terribly bad. I guess.
Tim Allen drove a SHO in a Santa Claus.
You got a good memory. I don't remember that.
Yep.
But I mean, in a family sedan, 220 horsepower back in the day. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah. Which body style did you drive?
That body style.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta realize the Santa Claus came out in the early 90s.
I can't remember. Hell, I've seen it obviously, but I don't remember. Some Dodge Shelby Charger, ugly piece of shit. God, that's terrible.
Hideous.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Dodge went through a very, very long period of just shit vehicles.
Yeah.
2.2 turbo with 175 horsepower.
It's not bad for a 2.2 though. Yeah. Yes.
Formula? Oh, that's a GTA. Hell yeah. This is a turbo engine. No, 350. 210, and then it went to 245. But look at this goddamn thing, man. It's so sick.
It is. He's gorgeous.
I'd love to have one of those right now. I've seen them for sale. They're not cheap. Like, at all. Ridiculous, though.
My camp counselor when I was in summer camp had one, and I love that car.
That's what Knight Rider should have been.
Yeah.
Oh, ridiculous. What else? Oh, God, the Mercury Cougar. Or no, this is the Ford Thunderbird. Ooh, turbo. That's such an ugly car.
I liked it.
I didn't care for it.
Gives me Ace Ventura vibes.
Oh my God, I don't even remember what he drove in that, but it wasn't this.
It wasn't him. It was Lieutenant Hawthorne. She drove one of those.
Lieutenant Einhorn?
Einhorn, yes, Einhorn.
Einhorn
is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Oh my God, I kissed a man. Yes.
Einhorn is a man. Oh God.
No.
He goes to the bathroom and washes himself. And then later in the car, he's chewing like 70 sticks of gum.
Right.
It's hilarious. Has the same 2.3-liter turbo from the Mustang SVO, 190 horsepower, blah, blah, blah. And here is the Pontiac Trans Am 20th Anniversary Pace Car Edition. Another great vehicle.
Now you find a
This
barn find of those.
has the GNX's turbo V6 in it, which is strange. But hey, 4.6 to 60, that's pretty fucking quick back then.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, that's quick now.
Yeah. That car's gorgeous.
I mean, 4 cylinders are getting that right now, but I mean, they're, with the technology and all-wheel drive and all that bullshit, these are big, heavy cars, rear-wheel drive, front engine, no technology at all. So 4.6 back then, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Okay, here is another Thunderbird, which is even worse.
I like that Thunderbird. That was a cute little Thunderbird.
Didn't care for these either. When they made them front-wheel drive, I just couldn't get on board with it. That's not a performance vehicle. Well, it's not a muscle car. Performance vehicles can be front-wheel drive, but it's not a muscle car. You can't have a front-wheel drive muscle car.
No, true.
And that's my opinion. Obviously, I just don't think you can. Not to mention, it only had 210 horsepower. Pontiac Fiero.
Loved it.
Only the GT though, and which this is obviously, and only like the 87, 88. Because earlier Fieros were shitty.
Yeah.
Shitty.
Cool looking cars.
They were cool. It was GM's kind of.
They didn't make the nose of the vehicle too long.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They kept it proportionate to the vehicle.
Yeah, this was not their first attempt at a mid-engine car, but it was their first attempt at a smaller mid-engine car to compete with Japan with the MR2 and whatever else. They just didn't execute it very well.
No.
I mean, look-wise, yeah, and later on the engine got better, but early on it was just a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, in '83 they sold 130,000 of them.
I can see that.
That's a lot.
It was well priced. Ugh.
Oh yeah, back then I'm sure they were very cheap. Let's see. 1983 Pontiac Fiero. See what they went for. No, that's now. What did they come in at? What did they come in at? Let's do starting price. I hope if I could type. I'm not good at typing, everybody. $8,500.
That's not bad at all.
Can't get that now. Can't buy a fucking thing for $8,500. Not brand new, anyway. Let's see. 88 Fiero GT starting price. $15,500.
The Probe GT, Ford Probe GT. How much was that brand new?
It depends on what year.
92.
All right, let's do 92. Well, the 88 Fiero GT came in at $15,500.
That's not a bad price.
All right, you said Ford Probe.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the GT because that's the one you want. Off my screen, you fucker. All right, Ford Probe GT, $8,900.
Hell yeah!
But that is not the one you want. You want like a 95.
My cousin had a 92 GT Ford.
Yeah, this is the one you want. Yeah. This is the one you want. I'm about to show you the one you want. This is a stock photo. That's the one you want.
Yeah, but she had a 92. I like that body style better. I did, but she had a
Mm-mm.
92. She had the original like body style of the probe.
Oh, the person you knew.
My cousin, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so where did this one come in at? Between 14 and 16 and a half.
It's not bad.
Nah, not too terrible. Crap, I just shut down the damn article we were talking about, and I don't even remember what number one was. Hold on, let me pull your Facebook back up. I swear to God.
That's your storage unit. I swear it is. You just send everything on my Facebook for storage.
I just shut down the wrong damn thing because I'm a dummy.
Like I'll be getting dings on. I'm like, what? He's storing some information for the podcast.
Right, I got it.
Podcast. All I do is watch and see your name like it's podcast.
Number one. Because number two is the Fiero. All right, here we go. All right. I got it. My bad.
You're good. No.
Shut down the wrong shit. All right, here we go. Number one. What do we think it's going to be? Take your guess.
I have no idea.
What have we not seen on this list?
We have not seen.
I'm going to say the Corvette.
Yeah, Corvette.
All right, well, I'm about to find out. I mean, it's not. It's some stupid-ass truck.
It's a damn Dodge Dakota.
But it's a Shelby Dakota. Stupid. This is so dumb.
That list sucked. I don't like that list.
Yeah, it's a pretty shitty list.
It was.
None of these brought muscle back to America. None of them.
No, none of them.
I think what was the highest horsepower? 275.
Yeah.
That was the Buick GNX, which I'm on board with that one.
Yeah. Then the Mustang was like shortly not too far behind, like the GNX, the Monte Carlo, the.
Not even the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo was
180.
The Mustang was 225, so that was like the second most.
The IROC Z was 245.
Oh yeah, later versions, yeah. And then that pace car had the same 3.8 turbo V6, but a lot of these were under 200 horsepower, and I'm sorry, that's not muscle car territory.
Thank you, government.
It's just not. Yeah, the government is to blame, 100%. This is a 5.2 liter V8, 175 horsepower. That's not muscle car territory at all. You motherfuckers! How dare you?
Right.
Ooh, this list actually might be decent for next week. 30 American compacts that were debatable muscle cars.
Okay, that's for next time.
I might have to say, I'm going to save this, and we're going to talk about those next week.
Just send it to my email. Send it to my Facebook. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. You're good. Let me see if I can fucking pull just that up. Oh, yeah. Hope so. Sergio will definitely be back next week, and he's going to enjoy this list. I already know because I just accidentally saw one of the cars on the list. And how the hell? How can I pull just this list up? How? I don't know how. I don't want to share it there. I want to share in private message. There we go. George. Yay. Got it. Okay. So, yep, that's all I was able to find for the week. I have nothing else to talk about. I know it's a touch short compared to what we've been doing, a little bit over 2 hours, but that's okay. We can run a little bit short. Unless George has anything else he wants to talk about when he gets back. Until he comes back, I want to give a couple more shout outs this week. Again, to Andy Pilgrim for what he did for me and Sergio a couple weeks ago. It was absolutely fantastic. Super good time. So I'm gonna plug his foundation. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Traffic. Okay. Andy Pilgrim does a traffic safety education foundation where he goes all over the country and he talks to anyone from high school age kids to the FBI, just about everything that has to do with driver safety, how to be a more attentive driver. It's especially good for parents with young children that are getting ready to drive. So if you have children coming up to driver license age, and you want them to be a little bit better prepared for the road, I would definitely recommend you getting on indypilgrim.com and then going to the Traffic Safety Education Foundation link on his page and getting all the information, and even sign up. Do whatever you need to do, because it's a super super beneficial amount of information, and Andy really knows what he's talking about. He's very passionate about it, and if you get on there and get all the info, and make sure your kids are safe, and not on their phones, or doing anything unsafe. But so yeah, thank you to Andy Pilgrim. You're the man. You're my boy. You're the shit. And then I want to give another shout out to my boy, my co-pilot Sergio. Sergio owns his own business with his father. It's called Bermuda's Flooring. They do hardwood flooring, and they do a very, very fantastic job. I've worked with them multiple times. They do, like I said, they do really, really good work. It's very good quality, and the best price you're going to get around. So if you're in the Nashville area and you want hardwood flooring in your house or at your business, they'll even do, commercial properties as well as residential. So if you guys are in the Nashville area, or even a little bit outside, and you want hardwood flooring, hit them up. I don't, unfortunately, have a phone number, but Bermuda's Flooring, look them up. I'm sure they have some kind of social media. I don't know. But Bermuda's Flooring and Andy Pilgrim Driver Safety Education Foundation, hit them up. Also, NCM Motorsports Park, you guys are the shit. You went above and beyond anything I ever expected. So thank you guys. You're all awesome. And I still have shirts and I still have hats available. Merch store is coming soon. I don't have a timeline on that yet. I'll work on that. I don't know. But everything that they can shove our logo on, they're going to shove it on. So once that's up and going, I'll let you guys know, hopefully soon. So you guys can kind of support the show and get some cool swag while you're at it. I don't know where the hell George is. I don't know what he's doing. But I'm running out of stuff to say. I'm just rambling right now. I don't know what to say at all. I really don't know. George! Where'd you go? Yeah, I don't know. So I think I'm just going to wrap it up. I don't have a Wheel Talk question for him. I'm sure he doesn't have one for me, because I just need to go ahead and X that segment out, because it's gotten way too difficult to come up with questions. But anyway, like I said, shirts, hats, Andy Pilgrim, Sergio, NCM. You're all awesome. Thank you for coming back and listening, watching, hopefully being entertained. We do our best to inform and entertain while not trying to sound like complete morons. But that's going to do it for the week. I know it's a little short, like I said, but I'm not always going to run 2.5 hours, so it's just the way it is. But anyway, Everybody have fun.